Hey, welcome to the channel. I am musically malnourished, and you're on my journey to go deep and wide in discovering new music and artists. We are in the 2009 self-titled album from 21 Pilots called 21 Pilots. Listen, I hope you guys are having patience with me as we are working through this, learning these guys, kind of trudging our way through some of the lyrics. Their lyrics are very deep, very meaningful. And so hopefully it's not terribly frustrating or tiring or aggravating for you as we work through it. I will only know, because these are coming out and then I kind of have to find out how they're resonating with you guys. But we are in track number 3 called The Pantaloon. It almost sounds like a music box.
Your grandpa died when you were 9. They said he had lost his mind. You have learned way too soon. You should never trust the pantaloon.
Hey, let's go ahead and set this right just so we're all on the same page going into this song. We'll look at the lyrics and about the song in a few minutes. But a pantaloon is a foolish pantomime character. So it has to do with this kind of like fool or foolish person. You might have known that. You might have not. So that way we can just kind of see the song through a different lens.
Now it's your turn to be alone. Find a wife and build yourself a home. You have learned way too soon that your dad is now the pantaloon. You are tired, you are hurt. A moth ate through your favorite shirt, and all your friends fertilize the ground you walk. Lose your mind.
It is cool to see there is this like lighter side to them, and I know that that's going to change between albums and stages of life and different things like that. The first 2 songs come in pretty hard, pretty heavy and contemplative. This one kind of has a, even though maybe the subject matter still has deeper meaning, like the song itself is just kind of playful.
He's seen too many stare downs between the sun and the moon in the morning air. How he used to hustle all the people walking through the fairgrounds. He's been around so long, he changed his meaning of a chair now. Because a chair now is like a tiny island in the sea of all the people who glide across the very surface that made his bones feeble. The end can come soon enough, but is it too soon? Either way, he can't deny he is a pantaloon. You are tired, you are hurt. A moth ate through your favorite shirt, and all your friends fertilize the ground you walk. Lose your mind. You like to sleep alone. It's colder than you know, 'cause your skin is so used to colder bones. It's warmer in the morning than what it is at night. Your bones are held together by your nightmares and your frights. You are tired, you are hurt. A moth ate through your favorite shirt, and all your friends.
Okay, so I just understood a moth ate through your favorite shirt. I was trying to figure out all through the song, was he saying a Motley Crue, your favorite shirt, like Motley Crue the band? Got it. A moth ate through your favorite shirt. Okay.
They fertilize the ground you walk, so is your mind. You are tired, you are hurt. A moth ate through your favorite shirt, and all your friends. They fertilize the ground you walk, lose your mind.
That's what I was talking about, how I love the use of screaming within songs. Very cool. Great to hear that. Not only do I hope, I'm pretty certain we're going to hear more of that. Here's one thing that I'm trying to learn as well is like sometimes you look so close at the music that you can't really see what's there. And so like part of this whole journey is learning and growing and you know, you guys helping me, because I know many of the people that will find these videos are people who are 21 Pilots fans. And so helping give me context and understanding. So no, I'm not the specialist, okay? I'm learning and growing. And realizing too that the lyrics don't have to be so literal. And I think that that's probably what I have a challenge with, is a lot of times I do look at everything very literally. And so trying to see the artistry and not things not to have to fully make sense. So that's kind of how I'm approaching it and how we're working through it together. Let's hop over and take a look at genius.com here for the Pantaloon. So Pantaloon is a foolish pantomime character, like we said. The lyrics suggest that time will make fools out of us all. The protagonist watches his grandfather's mind deteriorate, followed by his father's. Okay, that's what I was trying to pick up on, and I couldn't follow that in the first listening. As he grows older, and if you didn't know, like after I listen to these, they become like it's all I listen to throughout the week, learning it more and more. As he grows older, he begins to follow in his elders' footsteps, despite his attempts to do the opposite, losing his mind just as they did. The Pantaloon could suggest a personification of a disease like dementia. Yeah, that's what I would be curious of, because obviously there are some people that pass away in old age with very sharp minds. Now, most of us, like it will begin to slow down there toward the end. So there could be this, but the idea that you have to become foolish toward the end, the hope would be that you grow in wisdom as you grow older. But maybe, like they're saying, it could be speaking to a disease, like dementia, obviously, where the mind is deteriorating over time. So let's hop up and take a look at the lyrics and then some of maybe the annotations as we work through them. Okay, so seeing the progression from grandfather to father, because I remember him mentioning father, and that's when I was like, oh, I wonder if this is like a generational thing. Your grandpa died when you were 9. They said he had lost his mind. You have learned way too soon. You should never trust the Pantaloon. So who's the Pantaloon here? Is it his grandfather? Oh, nice. Look at this. A Pantaloon, here, you guys can see it better this way. A Pantaloon is a greedy or foolish old man, originating from, and in this song probably referring to, the Pantaloon character type in a harlequinade, who developed an English drama to deliberately keep lovers separate. In this verse, it seems to apply to the addressee's father and not the grandfather. The suggestion seems to be that the addressee's grandfather was sane and misrepresented by their parents. Oh, okay. So it's this idea of really talking about his father being the Pantaloon? I don't know. We'll see as the lyrics progress. But that his father's really the foolish one? Alternatively, the Pantaloon in this verse might refer to the grandpa, and the addressee has learned from family and other adults that they should never trust the words of a dying man. most likely because the grandfather was senile. Hey, let's keep learning. Jacques from Shakespeare's As You Like It greatly corresponds with the concept of the song, even more so. Robert Smirke's painting The Pantaloon, depicting the same subject matter as the song. It would not be a surprise if this was an inspiration for the song itself, considering that Tyler Joseph has used historic literature for inspiration before. Oh, very cool. Interesting. So let's work our way through and see if we can maybe discover who they're talking about you should never trust the Pantaloon. Because right now I'm believing that it's his father. Or unless they're just saying like he lost his mind, so now you're learning don't trust the Pantaloon, the fool. I don't know. I feel like it's his father, maybe misrepresenting the grandfather. Now it's your turn to be alone. Find a wife and build yourself a home. Okay, so growing older. You have learned way too soon. Your dad is now the Pantaloon. So maybe that's it. Your dad is the Pantaloon. Don't trust the Pantaloon. Your dad is the Pantaloon. Because listen, there is a reality. Listen, we all have our faults, but the hope would be that if there are things that you experienced as a child that you hope to break as you're an adult. And so my wife and I have tried to lead our family in a different way than when I grew up. And so it's like, yeah, there is this thing that you recognize as you get older and learn more about the world, that this facade that's easy to have when you're a child goes away and you can see the reality, especially again, if you come from a broken home or a really dysfunctional home, you start seeing it for what it is, hopefully. So you're tired, you're hurt, a moth ate through your favorite shirt, and all your friends fertilize the ground you walk. Lose your mind. I am curious what it's going to say about fertilizing the ground you walk, because fertilizer is a good thing because it helps stuff grow. So let's see what it says here. When plants and animals die, they decompose, fertilizing the soil. Plants and animals die, they decompose for okay. The narrator's friends have okay, that's smart. The narrator's friends have died and now buried and decomposing. They are, as the saying goes, pushing up daisies. But without loss and death, there's no renewal, no flowers, no beauty. The lines are ambiguous. Even the death of the people closest to you renew the world. If he loses his mind, perhaps it's not only because of injury and loss, but because of such loss makes his own life possible. Ooh, I don't know, man. Because part of it to me sounds like things are going really wrong, and this idea of like losing friends, because it could speak to like giving life to something in the future, but it also could just be a way of saying like you've lost a lot of friends along the way, and that's a way of saying that if you look at the trail behind your life, like you've lost a lot of friendships and people. I don't know. He's seen too many stare downs between the sun and the moon. Is that a way of talking about days passing? If that's an original lyric, that's beautiful. I mean, it's not citing any other like poetry or authors. I love that way of thinking about these stare downs between the sun and the moon as days passing. Really cool. In the morning air, how he used to hustle all the people walking through the fairgrounds. He's been around so long, he's changed his meaning of a chair now. This I didn't get. He's been around so long, he's changed his meaning of a chair now, because a chair now is like a tiny island in the sea of all the people who glide across the very surface that made his bones feeble. The end can't come soon enough, but is it too soon? Either way, he can't deny he's a Pantaloon. So growing into a fool. Yeah, I need help on this one. He's getting to the point in life where people seem to be surrounding him and flooding him emotionally. The chair represents his safe haven. Oh, okay. While he sits in a daze day after day, everyone he sees is coming and going, living that same life that drove him crazy. His feebleness has made him more reliant on chairs. So if we are talking about dementia and a sickness, then these things kind of fit. Or it could just be, growing old, period. You need to sit more often. Because this idea, who glide across the very surface that made his bones feeble, so gliding across the surface of the earth, living their lives, doing the things that made him old and ready for the end of life type thing. But is it too soon? Like, do I actually want to go? Those are really interesting thoughts there. You like to sleep alone. It's colder than you know, because your skin is so used to colder bones. We're going to hop back and look at that in a second. It's warmer in the morning than what it is at night. Your bones are held together by your nightmares and your fights. Yeah, this one kind of went over my head. Am I just dull, guys? Or are these lyrics meant to listen over and over and over? I mean, I would think like that would be the benefit, right, of listening to it more and more. Because when I was younger, and we like went and bought a CD, and then eventually we started making our own CDs. But like when we went and bought a CD, we just played it over and over and over and over. And then eventually, like iPods came around, and then the iPod Shuffle came around. We were making obviously mixed CDs with different songs and things like that. But the iPod Shuffle being digital music, so you could load hundreds or thousands of songs and then just let it play whatever. You lost a little bit of that, like just listening through an album over and over and over. And learning new things, hearing new things. So this lyric, you like to sleep alone, while being one of the toughest okay, great, I'm not an idiot. Debatable. Seems to connect to the first verse in which it is said, now it's your turn to be alone. Find a wife and build yourself a home. While the three generations of Pantaloon seem to all be described as being married, they're also depicted as being alone, suggesting the use of the word is metaphorical. Loneliness is best described as a state of mind rather than a condition related to the absence of others. Simply put, he's alone in his mind regardless of who's actually around him. Whether or not he actually has a wife, he may be avoiding love due to the risk of losing it. It's colder than you. Tyler's used to experiencing these nightmares and frights at night, which is illustrated again in songs like Kitchen Sink and Ode to Sleep. It's something his internal self or bones are used to. As he becomes older, experiences loss, deterioration occurs, he will find that sleeping alone becomes even colder than what he knew before without the external warmth of company to fight the internal cold of his skin. That's what I thought it was speaking to. It's colder than you know because your skin is so used to colder bones. But who are the colder bones? Like if your skin is used to colder bones, is it your own bones? So warmer in the morning than what is at night. Many 21 Pilot songs represent the morning is benign and good and the night is malicious. The symbolism of themes through times of day is particularly relevant to this line. In the morning, the character's demons have fled, albeit temporarily, making him warmer than what is at night. Which I was thinking kind of like daylight, because obviously the day comes, and that can be obviously metaphorical, symbolic of the sun rising, but that's an interesting thought. And let's look at this last one. Your bones are held together by your nightmares and your frights. Pain and fear can become some sort of a bandage to sadness. Yeah, okay. Inner demons are referred to as bones because they're so deep inside you that you can't get them out. They're stuck and there's nothing you can do about it. Your demons are fueled by anxieties and fears, nightmares and frights, as well as vice versa. Your bones are held together by your nightmares and your frights. Interesting. Well, one thing's for sure, it leaves a lot of opportunity for conversation in the comments. So if there are things that I missed, if you feel like you can help me understand certain parts, or you just want to express the things that stand out to you, let's have a conversation in the comments. Thanks for joining me for this one. I hope to see you in the next one, because we're eating good.